Jose Fernando Corona, a 49-year-old man, his heart heavy with doubt, began to unravel the delicate threads of his marriage. A gnawing suspicion, a phantom of infidelity, had taken root in his mind. Though no tangible evidence existed to support his fears, the seeds of mistrust had sprouted and grown into a monstrous obsession. In a desperate attempt to exorcise the demons that plagued his thoughts, Jose turned to the mystical arts of a curandera, or witch doctor, seeking solace in ancient rituals and herbal remedies. But the more he delved into the realm of the supernatural, the further he drifted from reality. As the days turned into weeks, Jose's desperation grew. The imagined betrayal festered within him, a corrosive force that eroded his sanity. In a moment of madness, he crossed the line from suspicion to savagery. On that fateful day in April 2010, he committed an act of unspeakable cruelty, snuffing out the life of his 44-year-old wife, Maria Santos Corona, in a brutal and senseless killing. The aftermath of the tragedy left a trail of shattered lives and unanswered questions. Maria's 6 children, innocent victims of their father's twisted obsession, were left to grapple with the loss of their beloved mother. The man who had once promised to protect them had become their destroyer. On that fateful Monday in April 2010, the quiet neighborhood of Shadowwood Lane in Louisville, Texas, was shattered by a gruesome discovery. A postal carrier by the name of Jeremiah Gonzalez stumbled upon the decapitated body of Maria Corona, a 44-year-old mother of 6, lying in the street near her home. As police arrived, they found a trail of blood leading from the body to the Corona residence. The scene was eerily silent, except for the sound of a still-running chainsaw on the tailgate of a white pickup truck parked in the driveway. 2 chainsaws covered in blood and tissue matter lay beside the mutilated body. The body was of the beloved mother of 6, Maria Corona. The truth is stranger than fiction and harder to believe, and this is one of those Hollywood type of murders. You wouldn't think someone would do something like this, said Detective Waro. Louisville police launched an investigation tracing the events leading to Maria's brutal murder. Police say Maria was on the phone with one of her friends just before the murder, and her friend could hear loud noises in the background. Maria told her friend, "I think Jose is in the yard making noise with some sort of lawn equipment." Then she got off the phone and went outside, apparently to see what was happening, and that's when police say Jose attacked his wife with a chainsaw. He made a lot of arrangements. Even the night before, he was making arrangements. The son heard him starting chainsaws outside at midnight and wondered, "Does Dad know it's midnight? Why is he running chainsaws at midnight?" He prepared. He had chainsaws running. He duct taped them so they were running. He had 2 of them. Prepared it all, said Detective Waro. The chainsaw had blood on it, Gonzalez told the 911 operator. Louisville police received a 911 call from Jeremiah Gonzalez, who saw Maria's mutilated body.
Post 101, under emergency.
Yes, I'm a U.S. Postal Service city carrier, and it seems to be a body in the street cut up. It looks like a body that had come.
He also saw a man who they now believe was Jose Corona still at the scene. He was next to the car. He was next to the vehicle, and he has a chainsaw running. The chainsaw is still running in the back of the vehicle, but I don't see him, said Gonzalez.
Scene.
He was next to the car. He was next to this vehicle over here. It has a chainsaw running. The chainsaw is running in the back of the vehicle.
On the 911 call, you can hear the eldest daughter, Carla Corona, get out of her vehicle and run towards her mom as the officers tried to hold her back, said Waro. Right before the daughter arrived to find her mother, police say Jose called his son-in-law. Freddy Arellano, Carla's husband, revealed a chilling phone call from Jose Corona just minutes earlier. Jose had calmly confessed, "I've done it, I've killed her, and I'm going to drag her body next door." Police issued an arrest warrant for Jose Fernando Corona, who was 5 feet 5 inches tall, had a mustache, and weighed 170 pounds, charging him with murder. The 49-year-old husband had no prior criminal record, but reports indicated marital problems. Initially, investigators suspected Jose might flee in his 2005 Toyota Sequoia. However, they soon discovered he had test-driven a gold 1991 Ford Ranger from a Dallas dealership and never returned. The search intensified for the distinctive two-door Ford Ranger bearing Texas license plate AA24004. Authorities urged the public to report any sightings. As Captain Kevin Deaver reflected on the case, he couldn't hide his shock. Over 20 years in law enforcement, and I've never seen anything like this. The security camera on the Corona home seemed promising, but it was not functioning. Key questions remained unanswered. What drove Jose to such brutality? Would he be caught? Family and friends all mourned the death of Maria Corona. Friends described Maria as a fun-loving mother of 6, a loyal and loving wife. Myra Hernandez, a friend of the victim and someone who knew the family, described the couple as normal who recently had marital problems. But police said there was no history of reported family violence at their address.
I don't understand how a human being can plan something so horrific and terrible like that. That's something I can't understand how he's living.
Years passed and Jose Corona remains at large. Maria's family and the community continue to seek justice. If you have any information, please contact the Louisville Police Department or Crime Stoppers. To recap the story, here is the most critical information. The date of the murder was April 26, 2010. Location of the murder was Corona residence in Louisville, Texas. The name of the prime suspect alleged killer is Jose Corona. Jose, fluent in both English and Spanish, killed Maria out of jealousy and supposed infidelity. The victim was Maria Corona, Jose's wife, a loving mother of 6, whose friends and family described her as loyal, fun-loving, and a hard worker. The victim was attacked with a chainsaw. Jose Corona killed Maria with a chainsaw, leaving her mutilated body in the street. The decapitated body was found by a postal worker named Jeremiah Gonzalez. Jose Corona called his son-in-law Freddy Arellano and confessed to the murder before disappearing. Maria and Jose's daughter, Carla Corona, witnessed the body of her mutilated mother. Afterwards, Jose vanished in his 2005 Toyota Sequoia. Jose Corona was last seen stealing a gold 1991 Ford Ranger from a dealership on April 28, 2010, using his driver's license as collateral. The gold Ford Ranger was last spotted in Bedford, Texas, heading toward Laredo. No confirmed sightings since. Jose was believed to have fled to Mexico, but the stolen truck never crossed the border. He possibly crossed on foot. Over a decade later, authorities are still searching for Jose Corona, attempting to seek justice for Maria and her family. If you have any information, please contact local authorities or Crime Stoppers. As we close this episode, our thoughts and condolences are with the victims' families for all our stories. Losing a loved one is never easy, but losing them in such a violent way is a wound that never fully heals. As always, we thank you for your support. Don't forget to subscribe to CrimeCap Podcast for more bone-chilling, wicked, and twisted episodes.